Yeah, Jeff, after the first scrimmage, you mentioned you wanted to see more intensity, more pace in the second scrimmage. I'm guessing you saw that here tonight, and just what were some of the things that stood out for you from the scrimmage?
I definitely saw it more tonight. I thought the habits were more like the type of habits you need to have to get ready to play real games. I thought the intensity was higher. I thought we skated harder. I thought that was driven by guys like Mantha and Larkin and Bertuzzi, which is real important for us. They got to be guys driving the bus, and I think they did a real good job of it. And I think and the rest of the team really was the same way, you know. So I thought the intensity was real good. I think tonight's scrimmage helps us advance and get a little bit better, and it's more real and puts our guys in a better position to play that first game against Carolina.
Thank you.
Next question, Max Boltman, The Athletic.
Hey, Jeff, you've talked a couple times so far here about needing more secondary scoring here. I'm just curious, you know, obviously the top line scored a lot tonight, but what did you think about, or how do you think about the way that's coming along so far in camp?
You know, I think it looks like there's more scoring, you know, just from practice, guys scoring, those types of things. You know, certainly I thought our top line tonight was dominant, but I thought Fabs played his best probably practice / game of the camp so far. I thought Zadina did as well. You know, so those are real positives. I think those are big factors in us. I think Gagne's had a good camp. I think Philpott's had a good camp, you know, so I think there's more guys that look like they're in position to score goals, and that's going to be important for us.
What made it the best practice for Zadina and Fabry?
You know, I'm not sure. I just know, you know, Fab's impact on the game was the best, you know, he's had in terms of, you know, judging the other scrimmage and judging the practices. I just thought, you know, he was on top of more plays. He had the puck more. You know, I think Zadina's worked extremely hard, so he's hunted pucks a lot and done a good job, and he's going to have to do that. And I thought Fab's competed real hard on the puck. I thought he had the puck a little bit more, and so then, you know, then they get a chance to play offense, and they're both talented offensive players.
And then it seemed like a steady diet of good offensive players for the Glendening, Brome, Nemesnikov line to go up against tonight. Was that kind of the design with the rosters, and how did you think they looked?
Yeah, the rosters were designed for two reasons. One was power play, penalty kill. We wanted to have a balance of a number. We were looking at certain guys in the penalty kill, so we needed about 4 on each team. And then the power play units we were trying to keep together. And then the other side of it was to get, you know, a chance for Glennie and that line to go up against, you know, real good lines, that they will see that during the regular season. I thought they did a good job. I think in the end, you know, one team had more NHL players than the other, and it probably showed. You know, the other thing in terms of roster design is it gives the guys chance that want to be on the roster to show that they're better than the guys on the other side. That's the reality of it. So that was part of the design too, is to have that competition.
Thank you.
Next question, Ted Cole from the Detroit News.
Hey, Jeff, Bobby Ryan, was that looking unfit to play, or what was going on there?
Unfit to play, day to day.
Gotcha. The Anthony Mantha penalty killing, did that take another step forward tonight? He looked pretty good. Looked pretty comfortable out there doing that.
I thought Anthony and Larks were pretty good. Anthony got seamed on one play early. It wasn't a killer seam; it was a high seam. But you know, it's just learning how to kind of be in that spot in the middle where you got multiple responsibilities. But he's got a real good stick. You know, he's real long. Certainly, you know, when him and Larks are out there, they're a threat to score shorthanded, which is good. They don't have to be guys that are necessarily first over the boards on the penalty kill to be real effective either. And you know, so again, we're giving those guys looks. I think Bertuzzi's been really good on the penalty kill as well. So you know, it looks like we have more guys challenging for it now. You know, there's a lot of power play goals scored tonight, so we got to get that straightened out. But I don't think that's abnormal. I think a lot of times offense can come quicker than defense, and so we got a few more days here to get our penalty kill ready to go against a Carolina power play that's been trending in the right direction over the last number of years, and so it's going to, you know, we know it's going to be good, so we got to make sure we're ready for that.
Hey, Jeff, just those guys that are unfit to play in their scope of things with the seasons just starting up next week, not a lot of runway. Does that make it kind of tricky for those guys, obviously, and just going forward? I mean, I guess it's going to be a topic all season. I mean, it'll be a topic bunched together. It'll be a topic all season. There's not much runway. When you miss games, you're going to miss a lot of games if you're out for any kind of period of time, and that's where depth
is going to be important. That's where, we're going to have lots of guys be ready to step in and make an impact. So, it's just something I think that we're not alone in that. It'll be around the league. And I think the training camps are shorter here. And there isn't much runway. And guys are going to have to, do everything they can when they're out to keep themselves as ready as possible when they go back in.
Last one, just when you see a situation like Dallas today and a couple other teams are struggling with injuries or whatever, unfit to play, does that kind of, it's like, wow, that's just going to be how it might be this season? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, you see that. I haven't really, to be honest with you, I didn't read tons about it. I heard about it from our coaching staff, at least the Dallas situation. I heard maybe some other potential teams that had some issues. These are different times. There's multiple things at play here. You have your regular injuries, you have your COVID concerns, you have, and so there's just the reality of it. And, I think I said this day one, when I've taken teams over to Europe, I've used the phrase, you got to roll with the punches, and that's the reality. And this is because things are different. That's how it's going to be this year. Like, we're going to have to roll with the punches, and there might be times where the schedule changes. There might be times where, guys that were supposed to be in the lineup all of a sudden aren't in the lineup on the same day that you're playing a game. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. And we got to be relaxed, and we got to be ready to handle whatever comes our way.
Thanks for this, Jeff.
Thank you.
Next question from Aline St. James, the Detroit Free Press.
Jeff, just a follow-up with Anthony. I mean, it's a pretty significant, shows your faith in his growth that you want him maybe to get some looks on the PK, because that's a lot of minutes for a player as well, just in addition to being on the PP and 5-on-5.
Yeah, first off, special teams are really important. And statistically, a lot of times, year in and year out, it's a little bit different, but statistically, the team that wins the special teams battle a lot of times wins the game to a degree of like 75%. So, we got to get the best guys on the penalty kill and the best guys on the power play. And if that means that, however that affects the ice time, that affects the ice time. I think Anthony Mantha has grown a lot as a player over his time here. And I think he's continuing to grow. And I think part of, being a good penalty killer is getting opportunity. And we just looked at it. He's got a long stick. Anthony ultimately generally does a pretty good job defensively. Sometimes it's not exactly, in terms of moving his feet the way I want, but ultimately he's got that big long stick and he's pretty smart, and he just finds ways to not give up a whole bunch of chances 5-on-5. And we thought potentially, he could be a guy who could help our kill. So, so far he's learning. He's had days on the kill where he's done a good job and days where it hasn't been as good. And we're just going to keep watching and seeing who gives the best chance to kill these penalties.
Not specific to tonight, just in general. You've had a week now with the new guys, Grice, Nemesnikov, Ryan, Stahl, Stetcher, Merrill. How much of an impact do you think they can have on the team?
Well, I'd say first they're going to have an impact because there's a number of new guys and they're all going to, to a large degree play an important enough role. So they're going to have an impact. Will it be positive or negative? That's for them to decide on a daily basis, how good their play is. And I think all of them have the opportunity to help our team be a better hockey team without a shadow of a doubt. I think they all have good hockey in them. I think they're a group that in their own different ways can give us good minutes, which is what you need lots of times in the NHL. And I think they can give us more depth. But again, they, the whole group, just like the rest of us, have to prove it on a daily basis. And so they'll get that chance too. And I know they will have an impact again because there's a large group of newcomers and they're going to play enough important minutes. And
just the effect they have on the rest of the team and flexibility for you. I mean, we've already seen you've mixed and matched lines a bit here and there. I know partly it has to do with who's available, but, just to have depth, I mean, has got to feel good. Well, depth's critical. And again, I came out of last year and said, we got to get more out of more people. And some of that's on me and some of that's on the players. So ultimately, the more confidence I have in the different guys available, I think the better chance that we're getting more out of more guys. And I think guys have done a good job of coming into camp, being ready and showing that they deserve more minutes. So we'll continue to monitor it, to continue to watch it. And ultimately,
that type of depth, when you can have good depth, is going to be critical this year, as we were talking about earlier. And it also does give you lots of flexibility within your lineup.
We'll wrap up with Art Regner from DetroitRedWings.com.
Hi, Jeff. I'm kind of curious, maybe just to follow up on Helena's question before I ask you what I really want to ask is the thing that we're going to see from this rebuilt defensive core is that they're able to get the puck out of their own end. They're able to start that rush.
Well, Art, it's been something that's been a real matter of focus for us, not just in our own end, but just puck support. Wanting the puck, and it's not just on the D, it's on everybody wanting the puck, putting themselves in position to want the puck, having poise with the puck, talking, all those things. And so I think, we're going to have to get out of our end. I think that's a big key in today's NHL against hard forechecks. I think the defense core all has the ability to help with that. Now, I don't know if that's their greatest strength, or for me, probably their biggest strength as a group is that they all can go out and make good, solid decisions. And the game is chaotic, and you have your systems, but guys have to make good decisions within those systems. And I think that to me would be the strength of the D core.
Sunday is your last preseason game. Are you going to keep the format pretty much like tonight, or will you see, for lack of a better term, bubble guys, either guys that are on the cusp of maybe making the roster or the taxi squad? Will we see more of them, and as far as competing out there?
We're taking it every single day by day, and seeing where it's at. We've got a plan for Sunday, but we're going to sit back and kind of gather what we thought from today and make some adjustments and set rosters for Sunday. I would say that every guy that played tonight had an opportunity to show that they should be a guy who makes their team, or should be a guy who makes the bubble or the taxi squad. So I think those bubble guys had those opportunities tonight. And, opportunity doesn't mean that, you've got a chance to go out and make a name for yourself every single time you go on the ice. So I think all those guys had it. Sometimes part of that evaluation is going out and playing against real NHLers and showing that you not only belong, but you can outplay them. And so, there were some guys that had better performances than others. I'm not sharing that with you, but we'll go back and evaluate it, and we'll set our rosters. On Sunday morning.
Great. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. That's it for today. We'll see you all again tomorrow.